an infringement on their rights. Put a microphone in there. Put a camera in there. Who cares? We could have caught this guy before he killed innocent people. It'd been well worth it. There's a problem that's going on in our country, and we got to take care of it. President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., he said this morning that he's still waiting for liberal calls from immigration, from ban reform after the attack in New York City. He said he's just waiting for the liberal calls for immigration bans and reform like they do every time there's a gun attack. Maybe hungover from Halloween or something. He pointed out that 8 people died after a man drove a rented truck down a bicycle patch in lower Manhattan. And according to law enforcement, the man left a note in the truck claiming allegiance to the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. And he also had for whatever reason, a paintball gun and a pellet gun. Now, of course, I've done a lot of listening this morning when I was up at 5 in the morning exercising, read a lot of the newspapers and the talking head shows just to kind of get an idea of what people are saying about the guns and why it was a pellet gun. Why was it a paintball gun? Why didn't they have a real gun? Some people said, well, maybe, thankfully, nobody wanted to sell him one. I disagree. I think he could have got one. Some people think that he wanted to be a martyr, that he wanted to be shot by police. He thought he was going to get killed, but police, I know a lot of people may not believe this, but police are trained to not to shoot to kill. They shoot in the abdomen. They shoot to cripple the person, to shut him down, but they want the person alive. And obviously we want this terrorist alive so we can question him. And believe me, they're combing through his apartment, his house. This guy was married, has kids. So, the wife is under investigation. Anybody that knew him, anybody here in the Tampa Bay area, anybody that ever talked to him, New York City, everybody is on the FBI's radar to find out as much as they possibly can because they wanted to find out what did it, what's the trigger. He already claimed allegiance to ISIS, so we know that he was going to kill the infidel or infidels and that he was waiting for his virgins. Because, people ask me, how does a person agree to do such a heinous act like mow somebody down, go into the Home Depot, clunk your credit card down, after maybe having a nice breakfast with your wife, renting the truck, and then some hour later, start mowing down people. There's got to be some kind of reward somewhere. And what they tell these folks is that Allah is going to take good care of you with 77 virgins, and you love him for a long time. As crazy as that sounds, like the loving, just God is going to tell you to go ahead and mow innocent people down for you to have virgins. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. I was telling some business owners this morning, and I frequently say this, but when you got people with an IQ of a room temperature, I got a room temperature IQ, it's pretty easy to persuade. And my hypothesis for why more of these things don't happen in the United States, because I believe that there are good Muslims that come over here, taste freedom. They taste how good it is over here. They like it. Largely speaking, we have peaceful communities. We have people that work together from all races. They're all faces, all denominations of religions over here, from Christian to Muslims to Jews. And we all, largely speaking, get along. We go to work together. We have families next to each other. They get a feel for this. They have a house themselves. But how does a guy come from having a family, living in suburbia in New Jersey, decide he wants to go ahead and leave his family for glory, to Allah for the virgins. I mean, to me, it's so bizarre. But, when you don't have a compass, and we don't know much about his life, but the radicalization, there was something about Halloween mentioned on some websites that was mentioned a greater reward if it was done on some of the propaganda websites that they wanted to make a big deal out of the Halloween deal. So maybe perhaps because it was done on Halloween, I don't know if there was any symbolism. Like a 9/11, now you're just going to have to remember, Halloween as the massacre in New York City. So that'll be another thing we'll have to look at the calendar for. It just, I don't know. There's just a lot that's being uncovered as we speak right now. We're watching, all the wire services and all the news agencies that send us information that we trust that are credible. But it's a shame. That's all I can tell you. My heart goes out to the families that have lost their loved ones. And it's a reminder, folks, that there are people that do not like what we stand for. They do not like Western ideas. They don't like our values. They don't like how we live. They don't like how we have the right to vote. They don't like how women walk around and that they're uncovered. They're showing a little of their arm, or maybe their shorts are bother them or something like that. And I'm thinking, gosh, if it offends you so much, don't come over here. Don't come over here. Don't camp if it offends you. But they come over here because, again, they're inspired to come do it. They're just carrying out the orders of cowards someplace else because they themselves are too cowardly to do it themselves. And that's what Donald Trump was so right about, to call him out and say, what cowards carry this out? Yes, de Blasio had said something to that extent as well. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the terror attack that happened yesterday about 3 o'clock in New York City in Manhattan. Sayfullo Saipov, the suspect in custody. He had an operation, got the bullets dislodged. Looks like he's going to make a full recovery. But he's identified as a 29-year-old and in police custody right now, and they're drilling him for any information that they possibly can get. They're calling this a lone wolf, and I'm kind of weirded out about it. And I'll tell you why after the break, why that weirds me out, why so quickly Cuomo and also de Blasio are calling it such. I say not so quick. And again, we'll have the reasons why when we come back. Let's pray for the families that are grieving right now all over the world for their loved ones. I'm Keith Allen. Our website's forthepeopleshow.com if you'd like to get connected over Facebook or Twitter. We'd like to hear from you. We'll be back live across America with more For the People right after these messages.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us. It went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on, to trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. The little horse carried its 9-year-old rider to the Indian mounds where the lad would dig for relics. Then it was home to study Latin, Greek, and French. As the years flew by, that boy invented our decimal system of coinage. He invented the weather vane, storm windows, a plow, a dumbwaiter elevator, and a clock that told both the hour and the day of the week. And as his shining intellect grew, he sharpened his quill, dipped it in ink, and began to scratch the words on parchment. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and so on. This has been Don Keyes with a brief look at our third president, Thomas Jefferson, on Your American Heritage.
Your American Heritage, brought to you Monday through Friday right here on this station, courtesy of For the People. With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. So cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug, featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo, with Keith Allen, on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
Hello, Keith Allen and For the People, broadcasting coast to coast and online. Our website is forthepeopleshow.com, and if you ever want to follow what we're talking about and just curious about the 2 hours that we do, hours 1 and 2, we have something called a news thread, and that chronicles what we said, what we talked about, and you can also find our MP3 podcast as well. If you miss a portion of the broadcast, it's offered there. But always listen to the radio station wherever we're on the radio, because that's like the gold standard. You can just take us down the road, and it's the best place to be. And we're very thankful for all of our affiliates across the country as we continue to grow the broadcast. And if For the People is not on in your area for some odd reason, you can tell the station about us and just turn them onto the website. Tell them, won't you consider taking For the People? And we'll let them know about our syndicate out of Salt Lake City, Utah, Liberty News Network. They beam us up to outer space.